Live from Carrboro, friends, it is the Chris or Jenny Show, featuring Deej and starring Wendy Smith on WCOM.
With a cold he did ride with a sword and a pistol by his side. Oh yeah. When they took him Miss Mousy on his knees, he said, hey Miss Mousy, won't you marry me?
Good evening, friends.
Good evening, enemies and frenemies and ne'er-do-wells.
All those we love.
And are indifferent toward.
Normally, we start the show with a song from the Tan and Sober Gentleman. Tonight, we went Dex Romweber in his memory, Deej.
Yes, local legend. I think I'm not overstepping my bounds there.
That word gets thrown around a lot, but in this case, I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, just most people, everybody knows he was... Wendy, what do you know about Dex Romweber?
I mean, really, the whole family was just amazingly talented.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you can't grow up in this town without knowing about them and being inspired by them. Just really good folks, but also super talented.
Absolutely. He made a Letterman appearance, which to me is like welcome to the big league moment, you know?
Yeah, that'd be like today of being on The Tonight Show, I think, with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's up there.
So Dex is a legend who is no longer with us. Tonight, as our guest, Deej, we have a living legend.
All right. It's the least we could do.
Executive director, the freshly minted executive director of one of the many fine institutions in this beloved town.
Yeah.
Wendy Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Wendy. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Wendy, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Your initial reaction to being on the show was what I get from a lot of people. No thanks, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Well, so I have to tell you a secret. So when I was in high school, I took one of those career tests.
Yeah?
Both me and my twin sister did, and we both got the same top result, which was circus performer. Only people in our school who got that.
Did you get the same one? Were you going to
Yeah.
be like a trapeze artist? And
Are you serious?
Apparently, yeah. But the second recommendation was DJ. So, I mean, here I am.
Yeah.
Right?
And now here you are just a few years later.
Yep.
In
Living the dream.
WCOM. You grew up around this town. I think you went to Chapel Hill High?
I did. Yep.
Okay, and we know that you're the executive director of the ArtsCenter. I have a million questions about that.
Okay.
But have you ever been in this studio?
I have been.
Of course you have, because the ArtsCenter was right there for how long?
We moved into our old space in 87.
wow.
So
87 to 2023.
Yep.
I'm no mathematician, Deej,
Yeah.
but that's a decent chunk of time.
I believe there were maybe 2 currently active NBA players who were alive in 1987. That was a long time ago.
In fact, I'm almost the exact same age as the Art Center.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
We get a lot more guests now that we moved the show to 9. When the show it used to be at 10, and we got a lot of no's. And the
people be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's a 4 a.m. You learn so many things.
Well, yeah, seriously, we're pumped to have you here. Again, yeah, let's just dive right into it. So, Wendy is the new executive director of the Art Center. How long have you been there, Wendy?
So I have been with the Art Center as an employee for about 3 years. I started off as a development director, but I was also on the board for about 4 years when I owned Cameron's. So 2014 to 2018.
Yeah.
So
let's start at Cameron's.
Okay.
It was a cool retail shop here in town that you owned for 20 some odd.
So it had been in business for about 42 years. My sister and I bought it in 2002.
Okay.
So we had had it for a good chunk of time.
And then had it there for a long time, and then just. Was it tough to continue on, or like what happened to it?
I mean, I'll say that soon after we bought it, the recession hit, and we just never quite recovered from that. And
retail
at some point, we just kind of had to cut our losses. But
retail businesses are tough.
Yeah, but I mean, we always had great support from the community. I mean, people loved us, and we had fun, and we felt like we fulfilled our mission. It just. You got to pay the bills, and sometimes I get a little tough.
It's tough to own a business on Franklin Street, isn't it?
It's,
what do you think is the key
to success?
Besides being an independently wealthy billionaire.
That's probably the key.
Yeah, it seems like it. There's I moved here in 2006, and there's like 3 places still open.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, I think, Cameron's was amazing, but we also didn't sell a lot of stuff that people needed. So, like, when you sell stuff that people need, then you're always going to, have that constant income. But, people loved coming in, checking out what we had. We just didn't, didn't always.
Yeah, but no, my family had a clothing store.
Yeah.
That my grandfather started.
Oh, nice.
And that it was a huge success for decades.
Yeah.
But then, like, around the 80s, people started dressing differently, for one thing. This was like it was where you go to buy your suits.
Yeah.
Back when
when you had to have a suit.
5, 6, 7. Yeah. And also, this was downtown.
Yeah.
And it just changing, shifting. So retail's tough.
Yeah.
And so, and I would have been the 3rd generation and I did work there when I was a little kid. So I was just wondering, like, is that still in your blood? Like, when you go by, here's Women Craft right over here, this and that's right down the street. When you wander past those stores, do you miss it, or are you like wash your hands and move on?
No, I mean, I definitely miss it. I think a lot of what I loved about it was the people, and that's why I love the Art Center. And really, I mean, you can ask my team. I mean, I talk about retail all the time because nonprofit work isn't unlike retail. We're just selling a mission instead of things, but it's still, I mean, a lot of what we sold at Cameron's had a story behind it, and that's why I love working for nonprofits, is that you're really talking about a story, a mission. So it's not too different.
Yeah. So did that for a while, and then got involved with the Art Center first as a board member?
Yes.
And then did they just come tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, we need you,
No, I mean, I had been a board member, while I was owning Cameron's, and then after we closed Cameron's, after a couple of years, I got interested in nonprofit work, and I was working at the Scrap Exchange, and then the development director position opened up at the Art Center, and I really kind of, I had my eye on the Art Center. I've always loved it. I love the mission. I love all the families involved with it. So, I went for it, and luckily they took a chance on me.
Yeah.
First doing development work?
Yes.
Which in the nonprofit world, that means raising funds primarily.
Yes.
Now that you're the executive director, have you found a new development person? Or is that still?
So, yes, we did find one. She's starting on the 4th. So right now I'm wearing a couple hats. I'm still doing development, but also the executive director position. So
that's another thing about the nonprofit world, though, right? Is you probably have to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah. We all know that. So, you don't go into it thinking it's going to be easy. You're always going to be having to step up and do things that you didn't really expect to.
We had a lot of fun talking about the Scrap Exchange. Our last guest a few weeks ago, do you know Willa Brigham?
Yeah, she's awesome.
Willa was our guest 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
She was so much fun. She sat right there and just remember all the stories, and she was just mesmerizing. But we talked about the Scrap Exchange quite a bit, so that was was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember watching her on Sunday mornings with my daughter. She had that TV show.
What was it called? Wake Up. Come on, what was the name of it?
We'll get it in post.
Yeah. The name of the show was, and we'll remember later.
Yeah.
Kids say the craziest
clap, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that she was a lot of fun. But yeah, I feel the same about you. So we've been here for about 11 or 12 years. We found the Art Center very early. My first interactions were going to events. Like they had a comedy festival there, concerts, series, events, etc. And then again, as soon as my daughter became of age, we started coming to your summer camps.
Yeah, that's really how I got involved. Both my kids grew up with the arts camps, and I mean they're amazing. And now both my kids are creative adults, which is kind of cool to see.
Where are they?
I have a daughter in Boston. She just graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in architecture, so that's what she's doing in Boston. And then my son's getting ready to graduate from Chapel Hill High this year, and he's looking into music.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so they went to the summer camps. Were so much fun at the Art Center.
They're awesome. Oh my gosh.
You're about to be an empty nester, Wendy.
I know. It's crazy.
What's going to happen? What are we going to do? We're just going to relax? Does he know where he's going to college? Or?
He's still waiting to hear back from a few places, but he's definitely focused on music. He's looking at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Belmont, Bard, and Wesleyan. So
sounds like the Smiths are going to have a quiet house.
Yeah.
Are you excited? A little nervous? A little?
I mean, kind of both. I mean, as your kids get older, they start kind of pulling away anyway. So it's not like, he's been right up in our face all this time.
That's true.
He's doing his thing, getting out. So I kind of feel like they prep you for it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But, I'm also looking forward to going and visiting them wherever they're at. It's a good excuse to get out of town. And
that's true.
Yeah. But it'll be good. I mean, it's what's supposed to happen. I think, I should be worried if it's not happening. So I'm
that's exciting.
Feeling good about it.
What are some key differences between the old Art Center and the new one?
Yeah.
Windows.
Okay.
We loved our old building, but it was an old grocery store with no windows. And,
it was Piggly Wiggly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so, I mean, when you're creating art, it's kind of nice to have a little natural light, and you can just feel it in the new space. Everybody's spirits are just lifted a little bit.
It's fresh. It's bright.
Yeah.
Let's go way back though. So you didn't start there, and I'm pointing to what we call Piggly Wiggly Plaza.
Yep.
You started. They started somewhere else. Jacques Minaj was the founder.
Yeah, it was a one-room classroom which is right where Armadillo Grill's second dining room is, or the second floor dining room. So,
that was the original art center.
Yeah. So, I mean, we love it. You
cool.
can look out of our painting gallery now, or our painting studio, and see our whole history, because we started at, right above Armadillo Grill. Then we went to Carrboro Mall and were there for several years. Outgrew that space super fast and moved into this one. So we've done this full circle, and like within one little block, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's such a cool piece of and then now here we are full circle, just a little bit away. I keep pointing. This is radio, Deej. Why am I pointing?
You've got to gesture vocally somehow.
Well, and it's pretty interesting. When I joined the board, we were talking about building a new home. We were actually talking about building it on the dirt lot right in front of where we're at now.
Yeah.
But we realized like the timeline wasn't going to work. We needed to get out of our old building quicker than we could move into the new space. So we were talking about, we can move into that building behind the dirt lot. And everybody was like, what building is that?
Right.
Like we were all trying to figure out what you're talking about. Oh yeah, it's that UNC building. And now it's like, that's where we're at.
Yeah, it was just kind of a sleepy, hidden building, but it's 200 feet off of the street. It's right there.
Yeah.
And by the way, has a huge parking lot. That's a big one too.
88 parking spots.
So fast forward.
Don't talk about it too much. So.
Yeah. By the way, if you contact our show, we'll rent you a space in their lot for $50 a month.
Yeah, we'll validate your parking.
$50 a month.
Okay, there you go.
Parking, what an awful topic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you have any friends that have been caught up in the towing nastiness?
No, I mean, not recently. I mean, definitely have had friends through the years. I mean, it's always been bad. It's not.
But then I feel like it peaks. It's not new. You're right.
No.
But I don't know if it's quota or something. But it seems like it peaks.
Well, I think probably. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think part of the problem is that during the pandemic, parking wasn't a problem because people weren't coming out, and so. The landlords weren't really towing because they didn't need to. They were happy to have cars in their lots.
Yeah.
So,
that whole issue makes me so sad.
Yeah,
because in so many ways we're such a friendly, welcoming town.
Yeah,
but you come here to Carrboro and you park at Harris Teeter and just go across the street to Fitz Lumber Deej to get some nails, and you might have a $300 tow bill. That just
yeah, it's hard. But I mean, at the same time, it's the landlords have to protect the interests of their tenants.
You got to see the other side of it.
It's tricky.
It's not that simple. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
fresh, bright new space, windows, great for artists. Parking. What else? What are the other big key awesome things about the new space? And what else?
We've always been focused on traditional arts, and with moving into this new building, we decided to pivot a little bit and think about how we can incorporate makerspace technologies. So things like 3D printers, laser cutters, digital arts, how our artists can take those things and incorporate it into their traditional arts and kind of create all new art forms. So that's been really exciting to see. And it's been really cool to see how people of all ages have responded to that. Like, we weren't surprised that our after-school kids were super pumped up about the digital lab and 3D printing.
Yeah.
But then, we have tours of people from Carroll Woods, and they're seeing our 3D printers, and they're like, I want to try that. So I think everybody's curious about that. And
no way in the world you're doing that in the old space.
No. I mean, really, we just didn't have the infrastructure to support. Because, I mean, like a laser cutter takes pretty serious ventilation. You can't mess around with that, or you're making people sick.
Right.
Also, I mean, the power involved in both laser cutters and 3D printers, but one really great thing about our new building is that we, through grants and donor support, we were able to put a full solar system on our roof. So, all that power that we're now sucking up, a lot of that is coming from solar, which is
good.
Nice.
Wave of the future.
And I'm sure it's a significantly more efficient building. Just speaking of, I bet the electric bill is a fraction of what it was at the old space.
Well, because of, we now have 3 kilns running full
Okay,
full
yeah. No, I get it.
So it's probably about the same, but we're doing more, So, we're using more energy, but we're actually doing more,
But you go to that old art center, and there'd be, $1,000 paintings on the wall, and then like a dripping bucket, right?
No, it's true. It's true. And actually, I mean, our gallery spaces have really been a game changer. I mean, we always loved the shows that we had at our old space, but we weren't as successful with them. And now we're really selling art on a pretty regular basis, which is really exciting, both for us and the artists. It makes people want to have their art in there, and they can see where it's a game changer for them.
I'm looking forward to making some new memories at the new space, but I have so many good memories at the old space.
Yeah.
That Christmas market they do every year?
Yeah.
And there was a room just for kids to hang out.
Yep.
And my daughter was like 3 or 4, and we went there, and I just stayed in, we just spent the whole time hanging out in there. It was so sweet. And she was just in that age group for such a small period of time where she would actually play drums along with and sing along. Oh my God, I got some good pictures and maybe a little video. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. No, we have a very good relationship with the old. And again, though, we're excited to making some memories with the new space.
Yeah. There's so many different types of events you can have at the art center. You got art galleries, rock shows, operas, rock operas,
plays,
film fests, plays. What's your favorite type of event to throw?
Oh, wow. I think I really like it when we do things that kind of move throughout the building. Like right now, we have this one artist, Asada Goff. They are out of Durham, and they've got this great multimedia installation in our gallery, but then they also did some performances on their gallery opening.
Oh, cool.
And then also workshops through the weekend. So I love when, one thing expands throughout the building. So that's, which is sort of why I love Arts Camp, is that those kids take over the whole building, and watching how their different camps overlap is pretty cool.
Yeah. Our specific favorite camp was Let's Make a Play, 2-week camp, and the kids and the teacher create a play from beginning to end. It was so awesome. My daughter finally aged out of it this year, but she moved up.
Yeah.
Which is good. Part of you wants to keep them young, but they're not going to stay young. They're going to grow.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's fun to see where they go when they grow, too. Yeah.
But she's doing your week-long camp about where they also make a performance, but it's just different from Let's Make a Play.
Yeah, that's actually a new focus for us, the Arts Focus Camp, where we're trying to get all the camps to kind of collaborate together to create one big, performance at the end. So it kind of teaches kids what it takes to create a performance. It's not just the acting or the musical part of it, but then, you also have the creating the stage set and, all that stuff, the costumes,
lighting. It's amazing. It's like what I imagine the cast of Saturday Night Live goes through.
Yeah, exactly.
Where on Monday they got to start creating something, and it's going to happen live on Saturday, whether people are ready or not. And I just love. I love that. Deej and I have been there, Wendy, because the Carrboro Film Festival was there this last year.
Yep.
We had Bradley Bethel on the show. He's the director of the film festival.
Yeah.
And he let us moderate a Q&A for one of the blocks.
Oh, awesome.
So
that's
cool.
great. Yeah.
That was our first time in your new art center.
Yeah.
So
Got to put that on my LinkedIn.
Put it on your CV, Deej.
Yeah.
But don't let everybody know that we have not been invited back to do it next year. So
that's true.
Leave that part out.
Yeah. 2023 to present.
There you go.
Yeah.
Concrete shining everywhere. Moonlight's bright in the Keystone Gate. Meet me at the street light, gonna take you there. Take you rooftop dancing. Singing their names, counting off time, doing their thing. Look at, I can see everything. Babies double dutching, singing their names, counting off time, doing their thing. Take you there, take you rooftop dancing.
Sylvan Esso, Deej.
Yeah.
You know our buddy Mark Levy, didn't he direct one of their music videos or something? Am I remembering that correctly?
I could see that being a thing that occurred. I don't specifically remember it, but let's go with quite possibly.
Folks, we think Mark Levy directed a music video of Sylvan Esso.
All right. Breaking news. All right. Huntington, West Virginia.
Hey, that's my hometown.
Hometown of Chris Amsbury and 9 or 10 of our other guests. Huntington, West Virginia is getting ready to swing for the fences with the introduction of a new baseball team.
What?
Called the Tri-State Coalcats.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What are the 3 states? Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia?
Yeah, there's certain points where you can sit in one spot and see all 3 states.
So it's right in the crotch where those 3 states meet.
We prefer to call it something else.
The vertex. Let's go with vertex.
Right in the crotch.
All right. That's right. Move over, major leaguers, because these cats are bringing the heat to the reimagined Appalachian League.
I love it.
And let me tell you, they're not just playing ball, they're celebrating the rich heritage of the region while knocking it out of the park with affordable family fun. And what family can't afford to save a couple bucks in this economy?
This is a new baseball team, professional team in Huntington, West Virginia, Deej.
Yep.
And they're called the Coal Cats.
The Coal Cat, not the Cool Cats, but the Coal Cats.
Wendy, what is a coal cat?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I think it's a tie to the coal industry.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a play on Cool Cats.
Yeah, that's what I would guess.
Get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks ready, because the Coal Cats are about to make Appalachian Power Park their new home base. And rumor has it they're not just aiming for home runs, they're aiming to hit it out of the ballpark when it comes to revitalizing downtown Huntington.
I love downtown Huntington.
Long time coming, though, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, they did a really cool thing. So Marshall University is in Huntington. That's where I went, and they have good facilities for basketball and football and other great soccer, but they've been trying to build a baseball park for like 50 years. They finally just built a park for the college, and then boom,
at long last,
there's a professional team there. So isn't that a great combination of things, Deej?
So grab your mitts and get ready to catch some excitement, because this ain't your grandpa's baseball team. It's a whole new ball game, and the Colecats are ready to pounce.
Who's the manager, Deej? It's like some former professional ball player.
Let's go with John Olerud.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah, he was a guy.
Why don't we tell people like a name that like Daryl Strawberry?
It's quite possibly John Olerud.
It could be Daryl Strawberry, folks.
I don't know it to not be Daryl Strawberry.
Well, how do people find out more about this incredible new Summer League baseball team, Deej?
This place called Google's. You
don't have a website?
Give it a search. It's probably Colecats.com or something adjacent.
What a professional show, folks. We think the place to go find out information might be Colecats.com.
Yeah.
No,
Google.
search Tri-State Colecats. Another smart thing they did, Wendy. So the color scheme of Marshall University is like Kelly green.
Nice.
And the Colecats color scheme is Kelly green. Isn't that smart?
Yes, you don't have to go get a new wardrobe just to root for a new team.
I love when teams do that. Like in Pittsburgh, all the professional teams are that
black and gold. Yeah, Pirates, Penguins,
the
and
hockey,
Steelers.
all of them. Yeah,
no other city does that.
So anything else on the new Colecats, Deej?
No, they have yet to play a game.
What does the Art Center have coming up while we're talking news? Any events that you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty busy. We just launched our arts camps registration. Well, not just, but it's been going on. And then we'll
sign up, folks.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be having our spring art school opening up real soon. I love this on St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. Bob Bissell and Jane Poplar are going to be playing, and the first time they played was on St. Patrick's Day at the station in Carrboro, so literally just a block away. So
I love those little
and that was in 1982.
Wendy, what's going into the station? Do you know?
I think it's a tea house.
It. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Construction is occurring, so something's happening.
Yep.
But you think maybe a tea house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got to tell everybody we're getting ready to have our gala on March 16th. It's going to be at the Haw River Ballroom.
This is a big one, folks.
Yes.
This is a big event.
It's a huge fundraiser, and this year we're celebrating our 50th anniversary.
50 years, Deej.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a big time.
Wendy, where do folks go to find out about the summer camps, about the events? I think it's just artcenterlive.org.
Yep, that's it.
That's the website.
Yep.
I didn't mean to steal the punchline from you. I should have given that to you.
No, that's great. I'm glad you knew it.
Art Center. I've been there many times.
Right. If you know our website, we're doing something right.
Listen, folks, don't mess around with signing up for summer camps, because I've done this in the past, Wendy, where I waited too long.
Yeah.
If it's a camp you really want, you got to grab it.
Yep. And we are adding new opportunities. We just added several today because, we do fill up quickly. So if we can, we add more.
They have always been very flexible. So before, sticking with news, and then we'll get back to the Art Center. This is not news, and this is a little bit of a bummer after we started off on that beautiful baseball story.
Yeah.
I think our local community knows about the passing of Dexter Romweber, legendary local musician. We talked about him at the beginning. But the news is just that there is a benefit plan, like a benefit show planned, also at the Haw River Ballroom. Have you ever been to a concert there?
I'm sad to say I haven't.
It is
put that on your bucket list.
Oh, I know. I need to.
As much as we love the Cat's Cradle and 506 in your space, you will not find better sound quality unless you're in
Well, that's why we have our gala there. I mean, the sound, the lights, so it's amazing. I said last year was the first year we did it, and I said to Heather, I was like, y'all just made us sparkle.
It is so good.
And there's this great restaurant next door. It's going to make an evening out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. But the Dexter Romweber event, Deej, like a remembrance event, is at the Haw River Ballroom. It's in April. Look for information. I heard Jack White might be there from the White Stripes.
Yeah.
Who counted Dex as a major influence. In fact, if you look back to the Flat Duo Jets and then the Dex Romweber trio, or duo, it's almost exactly how the White Stripes, who are an internationally famous band, were set up. So, bummer loss, but that'll be a nice event of remembrance. And we'll go out on another Flat Duo Jet song as well.
Yeah, fun Jack White fact. Jack White sang the duet on Danger High Voltage with Dick Valentine on Electric Six.
That's one of our favorite bands.
But he was uncredited, and they had to make up a story. I guess there's some royalties or rights issues, so they had to pretend it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And they made up a story that they put an ad in the Detroit Free Press, and a local mechanic was the only one that responded. But it was actually Jack White. That's what that was their story they stuck to.
I love it. He credits Dex a lot, and they were buddies, and it's a pretty cool little story.
Yeah.
I don't want to claim to be a fan of him for a long period of time. I just heard about Dex on this show. Do you know Aaron Keck?
Yeah.
We had Aaron on, and he introduced me to the Flat Duo Jets just like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy I went to see him at Lapin Blue.
Yeah.
Just like 2 months ago, just do a quick 30-minute set.
Yeah.
It was the only time I've ever seen Dex live. And then after it, he just goes out in the street and starts playing.
Yeah.
He was just a weird, interesting dude and kind of a tragic, tortured superstar.
Yeah.
Here's what Wendy Smith had to say. You ready for this?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't personally know Dex, but went to high school with him and his sister, Sarah, another accomplished musician. She was in a band Snatches of Pink, and also your brother. Wait, your brother was in Snatches of Pink?
Yeah.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I could have played Snatches of Pink tonight. I don't have it queued up though.
See. Okay. Well, that's another night. There you go. There's 6 of us in my family, and we look at the Romwebers, and it's like, God, we are so lucky.
Yeah,
to still have each other, because they've had so much loss, and you can't see that and not count your own blessings.
Yeah, it's almost like so much talent and so much loss. My heart hurts for them. So thank you for that nice note about Dex that you sent me, Wendy. And you're right, it's almost like a Kennedy situation. Like Sarah died young, Dex died young, 2 other siblings and the mom, all in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So it really is. You're right, and we're all kind of getting of an age where life is fragile.
It is.
And here we are having the sweet moment while baseball music plays in the background.
Yeah, man, baseball's always there for you, no matter what.
Only on the Chris or Jenny show.
Except in the winter for 6 months.
There was a team when I was a little kid. It was the Huntington Cubs.
Okay.
And they were connected to the Chicago Cubs, but it was like the rookie team. And I don't know if this happens in every park, but the Huntington Park was tiny. And the organist just sat right there. He just sat in
back in the day, yeah.
Is that normal? Okay. He sat in the bleachers with everybody else.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now it's just some hipster with an iMac, but back in the day there'd just be some old church lady playing the organ.
Some hipster might not even be at the park.
Yeah.
Just be
probably in the Bay Area.
Well, I got another bad news story.
Yes. Oh wait, sorry.
But the victim is Aunt Mary. Everything's going to be okay, but my aunt was in Carrboro. She lives in Ohio. She was visiting, wrote some checks, took them to the Carrboro post office, folks, where we all probably do business here and there, dropped them in the mailbox. They were stolen, washed, and they tried to reuse them and got caught. Wendy's shaking her head. Yes, has this happened to you, or you're just not surprised?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, not me personally, but I've definitely heard about people in Carrboro that happened to.
I'm talking like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is current breaking news, Deej.
Why are we still using checks? What year is it? Come on.
That was going to be the headline.
Yeah.
Old lady still writes checks.
Well, not even old lady. I had to roll over in 401k, and they mailed me a check that I had to mail to the other guy, and it got lost in the mail, and I didn't have any 401k accrual for 3 months. It was an unbelievable amount of time.
This is the most old-fashioned crime, though. They literally washed the checks.
Yep.
At the laundromat.
I mean, that's
but it's convincing. I mean, they've washed the name off and put their name on it, and it's convincing.
Yeah.
But who is still committing this crime? It's like a 1964 crime, and also just sad that they, just the fact that it happened to anybody is bad, but this is an 80-some-odd-year-old woman away from home here in North Carolina visiting us.
And this is the 3rd tragedy upon Aunt Mary recently, because I think she had she had to go to the hospital recently.
Yeah.
And worst of all, she's a Browns fan.
And she's a Browns fan, so that's tragedy. That's annual tragedy right there.
It's Kennedy-esque.
Do you remember we booked her on the show, and then she didn't show up? But then later that night, there were pictures of her at Glass Half Full with Jess, with Dr. J. Wendy, that's a news story right there.
Blown up.
Karma, I don't know.
Number 1, folks, stop writing checks. No, that's crazy. It's an ongoing investigation.
Wow.
All right, any other news items, Deej, Wendy?
What other news could be more exciting than Huntington Coal Cats?
Huntington's baseball's back at Huntington. Dex no longer with us, and Aunt Mare check scandal.
Yeah.
Unfolding story.
Happens
Deej.
in threes.
We're with Wendy Smith, Executive Director of the ArtsCenter. Now, you've been with them for 3 or 4 years, as you said earlier. During that time, I know Mark Bedker kind of came in. We actually had him on the show. He's in a band called Why the Hell Not, KNOT.
Yeah.
They played right where you're sitting.
That's awesome.
He was like the interim director.
Yep.
Jenny Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz Thomas. Yeah,
moved here from Colorado. I thought that was really interesting. She kind of moved here as the Art Center is going through this major transformation, but then pretty quickly left.
Yeah, she got her dream job.
Yeah.
So, I think she really came at the perfect time for us, set us up for success in our new home. And then, lucky her, it was a job that she'd always been interested in, had been watching this organization for about 15 years. And
so she helped us through getting the new Art Center moved, because that's a major undertaking.
Yeah.
Because you're a nonprofit to begin with, so money is always an issue. By the way, I think you got the timing perfect, Wendy.
Yes.
Like if you tried to start that project today, it'd be 60 years.
Yeah.
Just with funding and real estate and construction.
And it is interesting too. It's like, I think we thought it was going to go quicker than it did, but it's actually sort of sweet to move into the building right as we're moving into our 50th year.
That's good timing. It's a
really
cool
nice.
connection.
Yeah.
Now it's so close, but it's not. Did you have to rent U-Hauls, or did you just carry stuff down the street?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
We did, we not really a U-Haul, but we did rent trucks to drive stuff back and forth.
Did they get towed? Just kidding.
I know, really, yeah. No, luckily there's so much parking over there, we didn't have to worry about that. No, it was a pretty smooth move. We actually, our old building was so old and the furniture was so old that a lot of it just kind of,
some of it didn't make it.
Just chuck it in the dumpster.
Yeah, we got a lot of new stuff.
A lot of it ended up at the scrap exchange in Durham.
Yeah. Or in any of local hipster coffee shops. We'd gladly take it. Wendy, what's something really cool about the Arts Center that we might not know?
Yeah.
What's something you can go and do that we might not know?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question.
He's a professional radio DJ.
Yeah.
Wendy. You should not be surprised about his awesome questions.
You have
My job.
stumped me, yeah.
Here, folks, while Wendy's thinking,
well, I'll
play these baseball sets. No,
that's great. No, I think the laser cutter is actually super cool.
That is cool.
You can do stuff with that you wouldn't really expect.
It's like stained glass, or what kind of stuff do you cut with the laser? I've never.
You can cut wood. You can cut plastic. You can take your metal water bottle and etch a design into it. You can take a ceramic bisque-fired vase and etch a design in before you glaze it.
It's like engraving.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Very cool.
But you can also, do more than that. You can cut pieces of wood to make a box,
Okay. Do you have to sign up, or can I just walk in and engrave something?
No, you have to sign up. You have to take a class and show that you know how to use the equipment, and then you can get a membership. So, because all this equipment, it does take a certain amount of skills, and so we can't just let everybody walk in and use it. But if they show they know how to use it, then they can get a membership, and we have different studios.
That's very cool.
And also, could you take classes to learn how to use it?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Because I think we've all wanted to engrave something, but just didn't want to take it to the mall at Engravings or Us.
Deej seems like he should be an engraver. Doesn't he just look like an engraver?
Surprised I'm not.
Yeah.
So there's your opportunity right there, Deej. And then what hasn't changed at all? What's the same today at the Art Center that it was in 1988?
I think it's just the fact that people are constantly creating and gathering and creating community, which is a big thing. It's not just about making art; it's about creating community, getting to know folks, being part of the things. Yeah.
Someone told me, maybe it was you, Wendy. Was it you? Maybe it was Jenny Schultz Thomas. Or maybe it was Karen. Do you know Karen Califatis?
Yeah.
She's my neighbor.
Oh, that's awesome. She's awesome.
And good performer, too.
Yeah.
She played at that event that you guys helped. Wendy helped us out when we had that Friends and Family Festival. You guys did a booth, and that was thank you so much for doing that. Someone told me that the Arts Center is, or sometimes is, or maybe always is, the largest employer of artists in Orange County.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
Who told me that? Was that?
Wow. It could have been any of those folks.
Someone dropped that knowledge on me.
Because, that's just one of the things that we're really proud of.
What a cool fact.
Yeah. Yep.
That's probably a thing that hadn't changed in decades.
That's
maybe.
True. Yep.
Wow. Very cool. Where do you see art centers going in terms of technology? What's kind of the future of the Carrboro Arts Center? What do you envisage in 5-10 years down the road?
Oh, that's such a good question, because I feel like things are changing so rapidly. It's almost hard to say, but I will say our digital lab is just the place to be. And again, people of all ages, again, I'm not surprised that our after school kids are in there, because I just feel like they're born knowing how to use all that stuff. But then we have, adults of all ages in there learning how to use some of the different creative programs.
Yeah.
They're totally curious about it. So I think people are really thinking about how they can use that to, both create new art, but also maybe promote their art, which is great. We've got a green screen so people can create videos.
That's pretty cool.
A photo lab, a recording studio, stuff like that. So, artists are learning new ways to promote their art, both, I guess on paper, but then also through social media and things like that.
It sounds like you figured out a way to take all the wonderful things from the last 50 years of the Art Center and bring that together with all this new technology and all this new stuff.
Yeah.
What a cool marrying of the old and the new.
Yeah, and everybody's ready for it. And
we don't have to get the buckets out when it rains.
No, that's so nice.
My daughter.
Oh my gosh, You've been in the old Art Center, haven't you?
Oh, many times. Maggie was talking about, there was one play that they were supposed to do, but they ended up moving it to a different stage because they had an issue with a stage, someone,
it's got to write it into the play.
It just broke or something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we all get, most of us had our offices upstairs and you could hear the rain coming and we'd all oh my gosh, run down and grab the buckets and start
There's a $2,000 painting. The paper hand puppet stuff is on the walls.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, we were actually really lucky. I don't think we ever had the artwork damaged. The way that the rain came in, it was always kind of convenient.
It's lucky.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Here we go, Deej. Oh, I forgot about this beautiful baseball music going on.
It's ambient.
Pieces is fine.
That is the Secret Sisters, folks. That's one of my favorite things about this show is learning about new bands. Thank you, Wendy, for bringing in an awesome... we'll only get to 2 or 3 of them tonight. This is a good playlist here.
Good.
Every once in a while, someone's like, can you play? And I'm like, oh, come on. Come on. But I wanted
Freebird, come on.
Yeah. Let's have a 15-minute version of Freebird.
Yeah.
No, our buddy Grateful Dave has a show, and it's a 2-hour show, and he gets to like 5 songs.
Yeah.
Because they're all like Iron Butterfly songs.
Yeah, so, I talked to Mark quite a bit about joining forces with y'all to maybe help with some book musical performances.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite get the timing right, and at the time I had a lot more free time than I do now. I got 3 jobs now.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
But,
busy bee.
yeah, we're just all in on the new space. Oh, musical performances. Now, when the Art Center, the new space first opened, there was a series of performances. We went to one, Jess Klein.
Yeah.
But then a couple had to get canceled.
Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties.
The sound, I will say, the sound, you could be forgiven. It's a brand new space. We don't know how it's going to happen until it goes on live. But it was so funny at the Jess Klein show. The older folks were moving to the back.
Yeah.
And the younger folks were moving to the front. It was so funny. So I was there, and during the show, there was this big shift of audience, and it's a cool looking space. But was it all about the sound?
Yeah. And so I think we've gotten ironed out, so we're starting to do performances again. And Jess Klein's going to come back. So
yeah, we've had her on here a couple times. We're big fans. And then my buddy Eric Summer.
Yeah.
Eric Summer was one of the ones he unfortunately had to postpone.
Yeah.
But he's a troubadour. He'll play.
All right.
He's kind of like Dex. You give that guy a date and a time, and he'll show up with his guitar, with his 8 guitars.
That's awesome.
So what do you do to address the sound?
So mainly it was problems with the HVAC system. It just was making a lot of rumbling noises, and we're still finishing up that work, but it's a lot better now. So, yeah.
And my thinking too is you just spent all this money to move.
Yeah.
You just spent all this money to renovate, and we don't need to get into the budget, but I'm sure it was a lot of dough. You already did all these things right, and then boom, the sound, we don't need to go be spending a bunch of money right now to get the sound perfect.
Yeah.
Because I know the plan with Mark when I talked to him was to downgrade the performances to begin with, like the live.
Yeah.
A little bit less about live performances and more about other.
Yeah, we want to have a really good mix. Definitely still the music performances, but also, improv, comedy.
Yes.
Things like that. So we wanted to be a good mix, a real community space. But, we still, Reese Palmer's going to be playing later this spring.
Reese, she's awesome.
So
we've had her on this show, too.
Yeah, she's great. Oh, my gosh, I'm pumped for that show.
Reese Palmer's incredible. The sound was perfectly fine at the film festival.
Yeah.
But, I did notice at the Jess Klein show. So I'm glad that you guys are kind of addressing that.
Yeah, if you think about it, anybody who's moving into a new home, there's always something.
Always.
It's never perfect. So, we're growing pains. That's all it is. And so we're addressing it little by little. And definitely thrilled to start bringing stuff to the stage.
I think you could be forgiven for having a few little growing pains.
Little foibles. And,
I
think it's all right.
Again, Hall River Ballroom has perfect sound, so that's who I would call if I wanted to.
So the folks out there did help us with our sound, which is great.
Oh, wow,
Stacey Harden. And
what do you think is the key to great sound besides having a quiet HVAC?
Oh, wow. I think good soundproofing. I'm probably the wrong person to ask because it's not my field, but that's why I hire the good people to do that.
Fair enough.
So, but I do think soundproofing is huge.
Yeah, just hiring the right experts who know what to do.
Yeah.
When can we expect a couple of shows to be back on the schedule, like musical performances?
We have some next month, so yeah.
All right, be on the lookout, Deej. artcenterlive.org.
All right.
Yeah, I think we've got 4 shows in March, so we're pretty thrilled about that.
Now, Wendy, are you an artist?
We ask this question to people all the time, do you consider yourself an artist? But we also sort of give them the choice of, are you a maker? And I'd say I'm more of a maker.
Okay.
I do like creating, but I've never really found my medium. I studied art history.
Okay.
I think all my siblings have their mediums, and, there are things I like to do,
You have a BA in art history?
Yes. Yeah.
From?
UNCG.
UNC Greensboro.
Yeah, heard of it.
Great school.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you have a focus or like an era or a type?
Yeah, modern and postmodern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Love that.
So kind of like that mural back there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably, I like more abstract, but...
Okay.
I would say that you being the director of the Art Center is, in and of itself, putting people in a position to be able to be creative.
Exactly, yeah. That's the thing, is that we really believe that everybody is creative and everybody's a maker. You just kind of have to name it.
Well, fantastic, Wendy. I feel like I could talk to you for another hour, but we are almost out of time.
Yeah.
So Chapel Hill, where'd you go to middle school?
Phillips.
Did you go to elementary school?
Estes.
Oh, me too. I went there.
All right.
Yeah, we're Eagles.
Estes Hills.
Do you remember the song?
Phillips.
ESTESHIL.
Come on, Wendy, sing.
No, later.
That's one thing I do not do.
We'll record it later.
No, actually, I was part of the very first kindergarten class there.
Oh, cool.
Yep. It was sort of a trial run.
I was when I was in 4th grade, it went up to 6th grade, and then when I made to 5th grade, we were the oldest. So I was there for the junior high to middle school transition. So I lucked out. I had like one less year of being not the senior or whatever.
Yes.
So that's kind of nice. Yeah, we had to play the theme song on like xylophones.
Oh, I totally remember that.
Deej, sing the song. The audience wants to hear.
The audience, I know what the audience wants, and it is not that. What the audience really wants to hear is there anything else about the Art Center
anything else that
they
we
need
did
to know?
Not ask you.
I mean, just come on out and check it out. I think a lot of people still haven't discovered it, and it's worth a visit. Would love to give anybody a tour.
When's a good time to just walk on in?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends on what you want to experience. Like, if you really want kind of a quiet visit to really dig into the spaces, you want to come before 2:30. After 2:30, the after-school kids get there. But that's actually super fun because they take over the building, and there's just this buzz through the whole building. It's so much fun. So,
cool.
Some people prefer that. Some people prefer the quiet.
Or like if you're going to one of the musical performances or comedy acts or poetry readings, just go 20 minutes early.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just wander around the building.
And the new Art Center is on Roberson behind Armadillo Grill.
Yes. Yeah, it's like right where Roberson kind of curves.
Okay.
Right near the the Libba Cotton Bike path.
Gotcha. Right where the tow truck's towing your car away.
There you go. Yeah.
Libba Cotton, Dex Romweber. Are those the two most important musical artists?
Them and Ben Folds. I don't know.
Ben Folds, put him on the list.
I don't know who else. One more on the Mount Rushmore.
Who else is in that Mount Rushmore of this area?
Kind of got to say James Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
James who?
James. It starts with a T.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Wendy, we could talk to you for another hour.
Well, thanks for having me.
But,
thanks for coming.
It's way past Deej's bedtime.
It is. Sure. I'm a sleepy boy.
By the way, I'm a McDougal guy. And I'm the assistant coach of the soccer team.
Okay.
And Phillips is our rival.
Yeah.
In soccer, those are some bloodbaths.
Yeah.
So my son went to McDougal. It's a good school.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like an octopus.
It is. Yeah. It's so funny to look at it on a map.
Yeah.
Because the McDougal and the elementary, the elementary in the middle are kind of beside each other, but they're like mirrors of each other.
Yeah.
But if you live 3 blocks away, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Because she wakes up very late, but we get there on time every day. But we're into soccer, and Phillips, Smith, and Culbreth and McDougal, those are all they're all really good at soccer.
Yeah.
And then you go out to Roxborough and just kind of beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But then they come back and the games are it's exciting. So
soccer's always been big in this area.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you got, UNC right down the street.
Yeah. Well, and Rainbow Soccer was huge.
Yeah. I'm an alum.
You Rainbow? Yeah. See?
I coached for years at Rainbow.
Yeah.
But we were at, last thing I'll say, and then we'll play. Thank you for bringing David Gray. I want to play David Gray, but I feel like I got to go out on one more flat duo Jets. In honor of Dex. Yeah. My daughter does the UNC soccer camp every year.
Nice.
And we were there. Anson Dorrance is the head coach. We've had him on the show. Mm-hmm. He was doing his speech, and who walks past us but Mia Hamm?
Oh, sweet.
She's not even there to work, Wendy.
Yeah.
She just happens to be there while these girls are having soccer. Like, where else can that happen?
Yeah.
The most iconic soccer player ever to be born in America just happens to be there working out.
That is so great.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So
come check out the Art Center. Walk on in before 2:30.
Can I sign you up for season
tickets? Come to the gala.
Give us the date on the gala.
When,
it's
where,
March
why?
16th.
Okay.
March 16th.
What time?
5:30. But you got to buy tickets. You can get those at our website.
All right.
Artcenterlive.org.
Yep.
Art Center is one word, not only on the website, obviously, but also like.
Today I learned.
Art Center, one word, Deej.
Huh.
But technically, the government, it's 2 words. Like our legal name is 2 words.
Your employer corrected me one time.
Oh, that sounds complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Bureaucracy.
Government intervention, Deej.
Yeah, we'll answer it at either one.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Wendy, we're so excited for you and the space and just everything you've done for this town. Thank you so much. Deej, are you good? Anything else on your mind?
No, just come support the Art Center. That's all I want.
Go to the Art Center.
That's all I want to disseminate.
I say this every week. If you want cool things to be in your town, you got to go out and freaking buy tickets and go to them.
Yep, they're out there.
All right, thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Here we go with Flat Duo Jets, folks.
free. We'll never be a dream. They don't cost a thing. Days go by without a kiss. I'm dreaming of that bliss. You're not free. We'll never be a dream. They don't cost a thing. My thoughts they whisper, she's not for you. They're so right now. I'm so blue. When you're near, my heart goes wild. I want you all the while. You're not free. We'll never be free. They don't cost a thing. My thoughts they whisper, she's not for you. They're so right now. I'm so blue. When you're near and oh so wild, I want you all the while. You're not free. We'll never be a dream. They don't cost a thing. Dreams, they don't cost a thing. A dream, they don't cost a thing.